Good morning. I hope everybody is doing well today. We tackle Tuesday, the 7th day of April, and see if we can see what our next principle is in line of what we're doing. So the next principle is to be a good listener and encourage the other person to talk. Yep. Be a good listener. Encourage the other person to talk about themselves. Think about that. You know, that's one of those interesting things that we deal with on a regular basis. And before I get into that, I want to bring up something that I don't know. Maybe yesterday, just the fact that that I had a pretty bad day. I will say that. Had a pretty bad day. Let me get something taken care of here. Trying to see if something will work here. And hey, Jimmy, how are you? I was trying to get you to see if you can pop up on here. If not, I'm not sure if you're able to do that. But not there. Anyways, technical difficulties, right? So yesterday I had one of those moments in my life that I lost a childhood idol. You know, Al Kaline passed away yesterday, and it really made the day go a little bit haywire. Yeah, it was rough. A lot of memories, and maybe over the next couple of weeks I can share some of those. But sometimes the people around you that you want to draw strength from tend to be the people that zap you the most. And yesterday, that was just one of those zapping things. The other thing that came to my mind yesterday was 9/11. And the fact that during 9/11, in the aftermath of 9/11, I wanted to face some of my fears. And one of those fears was buying a motorcycle. I had a couple of friends that got killed when I was in high school and a teenager on a motorcycle. And so that was one of those things. And I wonder if people will face some of their fears in this pandemic, the aftermath of that. And I'm wondering how I'm going to react to that. I've got some things going on in my mind that I'd like to achieve, and some of the events that have happened lately just really make me really want to do that more. Anyways, let's talk about this principle today. I'm sorry, rambling on there. Be a good listener and encourage other people to talk about themselves. That principle, I always refer to that as the parenting principle too, because so often we don't listen to our kids, and we don't encourage them to talk about themselves. And now that I get older and into my 60s, I've got a lot of generations behind me that I've been able to watch that. And it's amazing when I see the parents who actually get down on the ground with their little kids and have conversations with them, and don't dominate the conversation. They ask questions of that individual, of the little kid. It seems to grow that child's confidence even more. And then when you see those people grow up, some of those kids, there's a lot of other things that go on, but some of those kids tend to be more of your leadership type because they've been encouraged to talk as youngsters. And some of the ones that I saw where, I was one of those kids where my parents always told me, hey, Bobby, little boys are to be seen and not heard. And then that kind of like suppressed me. And it took until I got to be an adult where I actually had enough confidence to speak up in a meeting, on a baseball team or any type of event. I mean, I really didn't, because I was always told that little boys are to be seen and not heard. And the other thing, I'm not criticizing my parents, but the other thing that they always did is they talked to me from, up here. And, if you get down to the child's level and you can have a conversation with that child on their level and ask questions and actually listen to them, how do they know you're listening? You go like, what do you mean by that? Or, well, tell me more about that. Oh, wow, that is really cool. What did you do next? I mean, that encourages people to speak out. So if you're a parent, start that with your kids when they're young. And if you're a leader or a boss or a friend, encourage that other person to talk. Don't be that person that dominates every conversation. You reach out to that other individual and see if they can be more vocal about who they are and gain some confidence. So, when we become good listeners and we encourage the other person to talk about themselves, the benefit is that we learn more about that person, and it helps them grow their confidence too. Also, it adds great ideas to meetings. So let me go back to what I started with in the beginning. I played baseball as a kid, and Al Kaline was my idol. And I always played the infield. And I was playing in an all-star game right before my freshman year in college, and we got to play at Tiger Stadium. And the coach of our team in that all-star game asked me if I would like to play the outfield that game and start in right field. And I had never played the outfield for any, length of time. I'd gone out there and played some, but not really any length of time. So I said, sure, I'll do it. And it was such an incredible experience that the first and only time I got to play in Tiger Stadium in Detroit, I was standing on the same grass that my idol made famous. And I remember walking out to the corner, right where the stands and the foul line came together, and it was 325 feet from home plate. And they used to call it Kaline's Corner. And I walked out there, and I just looked at the dirt and the grass and the wall and touched the fence, and I was like, wow, this is where my idol made his money, And I remember later on when I played at the University of Detroit, we got to play at Cleveland Municipal Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio, and I did the same thing there, because how many games I listened to on the radio where Al Kaline was playing in Cleveland. And I did the same thing. At that time, I was playing right field for the University of Detroit. So, and I'd go out there and I would just think of him with his hands on his knees and his iconic stance in the outfield, and what a great player he was. So yesterday was really a sad day, but a day that I really thought back of a lot of times in my past, thinking about Al Kaline. I posted something here on my page, which was really crazy. I've got that app Ever, so you send all your photos to that. And 5 years ago today, you'll see the post. I posted a picture of Bob Seger and Al Kaline with a number 6 jersey, Detroit Tiger jersey, with Seger on the back of it. And it was so ironic that post jumped up on my timeline memory today, and Mr. Kaline lost his life yesterday. So 5 years ago today, I was thinking about him, and today I'm thinking about him too. So listen, be a good listener, encourage the other person to talk, face your fears, and tackle those challenges. We're working through this day by day by day by day. Reach out to other people. Use Facebook Live. Go talk to people and encourage them and give them some hope, and put your heart into things too. So, again, be a good listener. Encourage the other person to talk. Have a great day. Bye.